Widows Unveiled is another South African reality television show available on South Africa's streaming service called Showmax. And OMG, yes, 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 this is how you do a reality TV show, okay? These ladies, they knew exactly what they signed up for, and they gave us the content. They are so open, so vulnerable, so authentic, so real, and so deep. I am in love with this show. Now, what is this show about that I am here gushing over? As the name says, Widows Unveiled. The show follows 5 widows, ladies that were married to prominent South African men from the entertainment industry, from the business sector, and also from the political sector as they maneuver life after their husband's passing. Okay, it also touches on the types of life that they had with their husbands and certain repercussions thereafter, now that their husbands have passed on. Now, who are these widows? The most popular one, I would say, is Mpho Shabalala, who is the widow to South African legendary Kwaito artist Mandoza, who passed away in 2015 after being diagnosed with cancer. And then after that, we have Lerato Sengadi, who, for the purpose of this video, I'll be referring to as a young Lerato because there's 2 Leratos on the show. She is the widow of a South African legendary hip-hop artist known as Double HP. He passed away in 2018. Unfortunately, he was suffering from clinical depression, and sadly, he took his own life. And number 3, we have Man Lerato. You see, I said there's 2 Leratos. Yeah, Lerato Mapatso. My bad. I'm sorry. I know I'm butchering the surname. Okay, Man Lerato was married to a politician, former Defense Minister KB Mapatso, and he passed on in 2021. And then we have Mefundi Molefe. She was married to a businessman by the name of John Molefe. He also sadly passed on in 2021 from COVID. And last but not least, we have Sigalelwa Ngubane, who was married to legendary South African television and film actor Menzi Ngubane. This man was big in the South African television industry, and he too passed on in 2021 after suffering a stroke and certain health complications thereafter. 2021 was just a graveyard for South Africa. It was just such a mess. So this show begins nice and easy as we are introduced to the ladies. Mpho is going on with her life, you know. She's planning a particular event with the foundation named in her husband's honor that she is running. You know, that's what she got going on. And Lerato, young Lerato, is going on with her life with her friends, having heart-to-heart conversations with her sister, and talking about what she is still facing. Court battles, her versus her in-laws, honey. She's been at it for a long while. I will get into that later. And Mel Lerato jumping in with family drama with her in-laws after her after her husband's passing. Certain children started coming out of the woodworks, and it seemed her husband's younger sister, who, when her husband was alive, was a best friend to Mel Lerato, but after her husband's death, it's like, girl, are you turning on me now? So just off the jump, okay, Mel Lerato is just taking us right into the deep end of what she is facing. The same with my Fundi. her son is right there. She's already just dragging him through the coals, stuff like he's not as responsible as she would like him to be. Her daughter from Cape Town is also visiting. They are talking. She just found out that her other daughter is pregnant. She is not happy that she's about to become a grandmother. She's not happy that her daughter is pregnant out of wedlock and stuff like that. So this is how we meet these 4 ladies when the show begins. And then after that, they go to a retreat in the Magaliesberg. I think it was perfect for them to get to know each other, to bond with one another, because in real life, they did not know each other. They were brought together for the purpose of the show. So the retreat provided them with an opportunity to bond and also to just share what they've been through with people that are in the same boat. I guess a little bit of trauma bonding there. And yes, but I like the fact that they were provided with games that focus on healing. They were provided with a traditional healer who will connect them with their significant others on the other side. They were also provided with a clinical psychologist. I just loved how holistic the entire experience was for them. When they come back from the Magalies, we are then introduced to 2 other ladies. One of the ladies, she's just there for a couple of scenes. She's not there for the entirety of the show. Is Sims Ngema, a South African actress who was married to an actor, a South African actor as well, who in the early years of their marriage was unfortunately gunned down in a botched hijacking. So she is a friend to young Loretta. So they were just having a heart-to-heart, life after losing a man you love, how to take care of your heart, how to move on, how to find the right partner afterwards, because Sims Ngema moved on, or rather found the right man 3 years after her husband has passed. So she was just sharing that process and that experience with us, and how she maneuvers loving this new man while still grieving for the previous man. It was a very, very interesting conversation between the 2 of them, and I found it very wholesome and informative at the same time. One thing I want to mention before I go on any further is I love South African reality television shows. A lot of them, I just want toxicity, give me drama, entertain me. But with this show, I love how everything is so heartfelt, how everything is from the heart, and I'm finding it very educational, very informative in terms of loving a man, being in a relationship with a man, especially for a very long period of time, and maneuvering in-laws. Okay, Chale, I'm gonna get to that one soon. And then the second lady that we are introduced to is Sigalelo, of course, the one who is the widow to Menzi Ngubane. Did she join the show at like episode 4 or whatever? So in terms of what these ladies went through, I don't have the details yet of what she went through, but we are introduced to her via Mpor. And she also just off the jumps comes to us vulnerable, heart open, ready to share. Already she reveals that she dated this man, Menzi Ngubane. She dated him after a year or a year and a half. She finds out that the man just got married, not to her, to somebody else. And she calls him and he's so cold towards her, like, whatever, I'm busy. Leave me alone. My heart just ached. And then I guess that didn't work out because he came back to her. I am looking forward to learning more of her story. I don't think she gets enough time with us though, because as of me making this video, we're on episode 8, and I think this is a 10 episode show. Another thing that I love about this show worth mentioning is that they're not only focusing on the widows of these men, they are also focusing on their children, how these children experience their fathers when their fathers were still alive, and how these children are maneuvering life after their fathers have passed on with the drama that their mothers are experiencing from the in-laws, OMG. 2 takeaways from this show, okay? Number 1, South African men will cheat on you. Okay, especially if you are with this man for many years, 10, 20, 30 years. I mean, Mendoza was a very prominent figure. Paul has not mentioned it, but okay, those of us who grew up in Mendoza's heydays, we know that Mendoza was cheating on Paul. And Mefundi also mentioned that, you know what, her husband loved women and he loved them young. She mentions that when she got into a relationship with him, he had 2 older children already. She knew about that. Cool, no stress, no drama there. And then he continued having children after he was already married to her. I'm not sure how many children that man had. But yeah, quite a few. Same story with Mel Lerato, okay? This man marries her without telling her that he got 2 children already. Why was he hiding these children? She finds out 8 years into the marriage that there's 2 older children. And then even while they are still together, he continues to cheat on her. He continues to reproduce and make other children with a variety of other women. Something about waitresses. He seemed to have a thing for waitresses. And a lot of this thing, it comes out after he had passed on. And what she also finds out is that her son that she had with this man, Kebby, was Kebby's secret keeper. Okay, Kebby was cheating on her and their son knew, and their son was keeping Kebby's secret. OMG. Why is he doing that to his own son? Why would he put his own son in such a delicate and complicated position? And as I mentioned, that this show also focuses on the kids. He's on the show. He's telling us about it. He's telling us about his experiences with his father, his experiences being his father's secret keeper, how his father will transfer money to his bank account, the son's bank account, so that the son could distribute the money to the various baby mamas. Oh, there's a lot, okay? Like, there is so much, okay? As I speak about infidelities, one person who never mentioned infidelity is young Lerato. So I don't want to paint her relationship with Double HP with the same brush as these other ladies. She has not ever mentioned that Double HP was unfaithful to her. So I would like to exclude him from this line. From this point. But where she fits right in is on point number 2. In-laws. They will drag you through the coals of hell once your husband dies, because everything he has immersed, with or without you, they want it for themselves. Honey, okay? On the subject matter of young Lerato, her struggle with her in-laws is the most popular one, because after Double HP passed on, they were so quick to lock her out of the house that she shared with her husband, so quick to say they do not recognize her marriage to her husband. There was no wedding. And she's like, customary law. We were married under customary law. They're doing their best to say, no, you were not married to this man. They excluded her from the funeral arrangement. Months later, from the unveiling arrangements. She was not even there at her husband's unveiling. Are you kidding me? This family is just doing its best to nullify the role she played in this man's life. And as such, she's going through court to just keep the validity of her marriage, or to prove that she was married to this man. If she's fighting for his estate or not, it's not clear to me. I do not follow their story outside of this show. While on the subject matter of in-laws, we witness Mefundi go to the Eastern Cape to fight for a house that she and her husband built or extended or whatnot. It's not clear to me yet. That her in-laws are trying to kick her out of. That her in-laws, now that her husband has died, John has died, the in-laws are trying to say she has no claim over. And she's saying that, no, I have claim to this house, you know. It is super messy. That scene was super messy. The community came out to fight for the family. So it was Mefundi and her friends, two friends, versus the neighborhood. Yo, it is a mess. And on top of that, not only is Mefundi fighting the in-laws, she is also fighting for her husband's businesses. So her husband was a businessman. He owned 3 total garages, I think, in different parts of Soweto. And when he passed on, she invested money into those garages. And she says they were struggling, especially at that point because it was during COVID. So with his passing, monies from policies and whatnot, she invested it into the garages, only for Total to turn around on her and be like, ma'am, we had a franchise agreement with your husband and not with you. And they took the garages, petrol stations away from her. I think this is where I'm going to leave this video. But before I sign off, if you have Showmax, head on over there and watch the show. Very informative, very heartwarming. Yes, please go and watch it. And in terms of this video, if you have made it this far, be a darling. Bring me some joy and bless me by subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. It will not waste your data. You've already wasted your data by watching the video. Thank you so much. Goodbye.